Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located here in Tempe, Arizona. And today I'm back with another Wednesday workout where I'll be teaching one of our active teacher training students through a private customized session based off their postural assessment. So one of the things I love about this session with Jody is that she is currently going through the Function Pilates Mat Teacher Training Academy, but she actually has very little experience on the Pilates apparatus. So she may have been on the Reformer years ago, but this was still a very new experience for her overall. Jody is already certified in yoga and has a strong awareness of movement and body connection. So even though she is newer to the equipment, she was able to step into the session with a lot of body control. She also gave us the opportunity to explore a more intermediate style flow than I originally expected going into the workout. So from her postural assessment, what we noticed was a right side rotation pattern throughout her body. So her right shoulder rotates forward, and we also see the rotation through the right hip as well. So to the naked eye, these things can be subtle, but once you understand posture and movement patterns, you start recognizing how the body compensates as a whole system. So I also noticed that she has a narrow stance pattern, which often means tighter inner thighs and weaker outer hips. So her right quad and hip flexor also tend to be more dominant and tight, which can create weakness and decrease support through the left hamstring. So throughout this workout, you'll see me programming intentionally to bring more balance, awareness, and just support into those areas while still allowing her to move dynamically and just more confidently. So what I loved about this session is that it really highlights how movement experience matters. Even though Jody was newer to the apparatus, her yoga background, her body awareness, and just her current mat training certification gave her the ability to adapt quickly and move well through more complex exercises. This is why understanding movement patterns is so important as an instructor. It's not just about memorizing exercise. It's about learning how to see the body in front of you and understanding how to program appropriately just for that person. And honestly, this is exactly what we teach inside the Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy. So whether you want to become mat certified, mat and reformer certified, or a complete full comprehensive certification, our programs are designed to help you understand posture, anatomy, movement mechanics, and real world applications so you can become a confident high level instructor. You can complete the program online from us anywhere in the world, or you can join us in person at our Tempe, Arizona studio. And if you're already certified and have been teaching for 3+ years as a full comprehensive instructor and you're asking yourself, what is next for me? That is where our Master Trainer program comes in. This program is designed for instructors and studio owners who are ready to elevate their leadership, refine the teaching eye, and step into educating the next generation of Pilates instructors. So it's going to be the right fit. It's not going to be the right fit for everyone, but for the right person, it can completely transform your career and impact within the industry. I would personally love to connect with you and see if it is aligned. So thank you guys so much for being here and watching these videos. I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts and questions in the comments below. So let me know what you're noticing from the workouts, the posture assessments, or even what you're beginning to recognize in your own body or teaching style as you watch these sessions. I hope you enjoy the workout. What I'll have you do is, let's go ahead and have you lie down, and we're gonna begin with a little bit of a mat warm up for you, okay?
So should I put my feet up here?
Yeah, so go ahead and come all the way down. Think of the carriage as a bed, okay? So like your head's going on the pillow there, which we call the headrest. Your shoulders are gonna be comfortably placed next to the shoulder blocks, and then this carriage is going to be like the bed of the reformer and stuff. And we call this where your feet are at the foot bar, okay? This is the front of the reformer, that is the back of the reformer. And then we have all the spring tensions here, mainly to make things either easier for you. So we're adding some additional springs to give you assistance, or we're reducing it to possibly challenge you. So it's really understanding like the body in front of you of like, okay, what are they capable of doing and what's going to be the right fit for form and alignment. I'm going to reduce the tension here just to a comfortable spring tension to get you organized for our footwork. This is where we're going to warm up the larger muscle groups of the legs. But before we get started, I'll have you take your heels up on top of the foot bar. You can lower them down a little bit. Yep, and just take your arms down beside you. And you remember through like training, we did some pelvic tilts just to kind of get organized through the low back here. So I'm gonna have you start to flatten your back up against the mat as much as you possibly can, where you're imprinting the spine. And then you're going to overly arch your back here, like lifting your low back away. Beautiful. And we're gonna continue to do that just nice and slow so you can feel the body here warming up in the lumbar spine. Beautiful. And it's also a great sense of connection where you can start to feel like, okay, that's where my abdominals are. That's where I want to feel as we're going into each of these exercises here. Beautiful. Let's go 3 more. And arch. And 2. Nice. And 1 more time. And releasing it. Beautiful. Okay, do you remember the breath pattern? So we're gonna just kind of review that again. So I'm gonna have you take your hands on your rib cage and your fingertips are just slightly touching there. So in Pilates, we breathe through the sides of our ribs. We call that lateral intercostal breathing. So I'm gonna have you take your inhale through your nose and think of your ribs just expanding into your hands here. And then as you exhale, allow those fingertips to draw back together. Good. And again, we're gonna take it nice and easy. Inhale, think of your ribs expanding to opposite directions of the room. And as you exhale, it's like you're cinching the waist back here. Beautiful. Let's do that 3 more times. And 2. Good. Last time. Good. And release it. So again, that's the focus, that's the idea that we want to integrate into every single exercise. So as an instructor, it's my job, it would be your job to be identifying that on your client and make sure that they're breathing, or at least breathing in general, even if it's not like the exact way that you want them to do it, because it does take a lot of practice to really like feel that. Okay, so then from here, I'm gonna have you just go ahead and take your arms up towards the ceiling. You're gonna turn your palms to face your feet. You can flex your feet, so point your toes up. And we're just gonna go ahead and have you flex up. So you're gonna curl your head and chest up, dropping your arms beside your hips, let them hover, yes. And then start to lower back down, letting your arms go up. So as we continue here, what I'm doing is it's just a nice way for me to see like which side is lifting up a little bit more than the other. And see if you can take your hair and just kind of like twirl it so that it's off your shoulders a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Beautiful. And lower back down. And this is just a good way of warming up the midsection through the core. See if you can lift up your left side. Good correction. I think you felt that because you started to lift up as I was trying to say that. Good, 2 more. Beautiful. And exhale, last time. Let's have you hold right here. Let's take the left leg into tabletop. Let's take the right leg into tabletop. Let's take your hands to your knees. Glue your knees together. We're gonna go into double leg stretch here, okay? So you're gonna go ahead and simultaneously reach your arms, reach your legs, circle the arms, pull those legs back. Good. And we have 5 more here. We reach as we inhale, exhale to pull together. Keep your eyesight down on your belly button and try not to let your upper body lower down. So stay all the way up in flexion. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. Let's go for 2. And 1 more time. Take it around, hold right there, curl up a little bit more for me. Take your hands to your right knee, extend your left leg out for me, and we're gonna go into single leg stretch. So you're gonna go here for another 10, switching the hands, switch legs, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Extend both legs straight up towards the ceiling. Grab a hold of the back of your thighs. Curl up a little higher. Relax your shoulders. Take your hands behind your right calf and drop your left leg down for hamstring pull. So you're going to switch and pull in twice. Pull in twice. Yes, so it's like a little deeper and then deepest. Exactly. And we're stabilizing through the pelvis here. We're going to go here for another 3. Good. And 2. And 1. And bring both legs into your chest and relax all the way down. So we should feel the heat now, right? Okay. Because that's so important. I want you to know what that feels like because that's what we're going to start to grow on. All right, as we go through our footwork. So relax your neck and shoulders, take your arms down beside you. We're gonna go ahead and, like I said, start by warming up the lower part of your legs here. So those are the larger muscle groups. So heels are gonna come on this foot bar, and I'm gonna go about hip distance apart, just like so, and flex your feet so your toes are looking up at the ceiling. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and have you push out to 2 straight legs. You're gonna press all the way out, nice and tall, and then start to soften your knees and return back in. So you're gonna stop right about there, and then you're gonna extend out away. So I'm just having you stop where you're hovering over the stopper here so that you're starting to build resistance. Good, and hold. And exhale, extend. And hold.
Oh,
yep,
come down.
And then back in. Yep, and continue. Pressing out. Perfect. And one more time, push out for me. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna have you like push into your heels even further to get longer. So that left hip is where I'm seeing it rotate. Okay, so we were right then, yeah, with the mirroring of the photos. That left hip flexor and quad is gonna be tighter than the right side because it's lifting like up towards the ceiling where you're not fully extending out all the way as well. So go ahead and come right back in, and we're gonna continue here. Keep going, pressing out, and slowly returning in. Come back in for a second. I want to take this foot and now place it right there. Okay, go ahead and extend out for me. How does that feel?
I've always wondered, is one leg longer than the other?
It's not longer, it's just the
tighter.
rotation. Yeah, so now if you can push out fully, all the way, now I don't see it tight, like shortening up where it's like trying to rotate. It looks more
flat,
leveled. Does that feel any different to you? So basically what we're doing is helping to realign the pelvis here. Yes, and I
need that so bad.
I gave you an extra bit of cushion here to help with that process. So I'm gonna have you do about 3 more like this in just because now we're in a good position where your muscles are actually gonna feel it. Nice. Full extension all the way out. Good, and I'm gonna have you bring it in halfway for me. So I'm gonna have you pause right there, beautiful. So you should start to feel the heat right above your knee, like into your quad. I'm gonna have you do little pulses. So you're just going up and down, like barely moving the carriage here, even smaller than that, yes. And as you just kind of go up and down, you should start to feel that burn intensify right above the knee. Good, we're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straighten your legs out and then return all the way back in again. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna keep the pad here and you're gonna come down to your toes for me. There you go. And then you're gonna lift your heels up. Good, take an inhale to prepare and exhale, we straighten out. All the way.
I lock all the way out.
All the way out, yep. And then go ahead and come back in. See if you can get your toes to connect with the foot bar for me. And then
like that?
Try to maintain that as you're extending
Like kind of
out.
curl them around? Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And go ahead and press out. There you go. This is going to feel harder anyways because there's more distance that we have to do when we're on our toes. And we call this plantar flexion here. Good, and pressing out. Good, trying to keep it parallel right about there, but then applying that pressure, yeah, and then right back in again. You wanna think about equal weight distribution. Even like when you're doing yoga, and I'm sure you practice yoga quite a bit then, right?
Yeah.
That you wanna have that feeling, that sensation of equal weight distribution in your feet. Good. Don't be afraid to push out a little bit more with that left side.
Okay.
Really, like think of your hip bones as like headlights here, really opening up.
And I kind of pressing them down or no? Just
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can think about the left side being pressed down here. Good. And let's take it here for another 2 and 1. Beautiful. And right tap back in again. Keep your toes where they're at. Connect your heels together. So you're going to have your heels hugging. Now the focus goes more into your inner thighs. So inhaling to prepare and then exhale, extend. Good. And back in again. Keep going here. So thinking of that breath that we use in our warm-up. And see if you can bring your right knee. When you bend your knee, don't let the right knee fall off to the side too far. Yes. Beautiful. Let's go for 3 more. Two. Good, last time. And bring it back in. Okay, how are we doing so far?
Good.
Good, okay, we're gonna go ahead and, so we're going through a few variations here with the feet. So you're gonna take your right heel up on top and it's gonna go all the way up to the side of the foot bar and then your left foot's gonna come all the way out this side too. And then make sure you have a good grip. So I would scoot your heels down a tiny bit more. That's it.
All right.
And then your knees are gonna stay in line with the shoulders there. All right, so inhale here, exhale, pressing out. And returning in. And you're doing a good job of keeping those ankles nice and steady, but see if you can maintain contact with my hand and try not to lose the contact with my hand as you press out. It's going to awaken some of those other muscles in your calves and your ankles. Good. And now, do you remember from when we first started without the padding? Does it feel different with like the muscles activating?
I wasn't paying enough attention without the padding.
Okay.
You know, it's hard to say.
Yeah. Good. And let's do this for 2. 1 more time. And let's bring you back in. So let's do this. Now that we've had a moment to allow gravity to kind of settle through the hips, I'm gonna remove this. You're gonna come down to your toes for me, and you're gonna stay in the wide position.
Oh, wide?
Just like you were, yep. And then you're gonna have your heels elevate again. So you're just in this wide stance. And then let's see how we're doing here. So we're gonna press on out. And return back in again, having that big toe, keep pushing.
Okay, now my calf just cramped up. What's that about?
Yeah. It settled down a little bit, like
Did
relax, but it's still tighter there. So hang on a second. I'm gonna have you finish off these next 5 with the pillow, with the mat here. Yep. Lift your heels up for me. There you go. And then go ahead and extend out. I just like the positioning of your hips there so much. Do you feel anything, or is it too hard to tell?
It's so slight, but yeah, I almost feel like it's offset. Maybe because I'm so used to.
Yeah, It probably will feel that way. But the leveling of your hips is just like smooth.
It's level.
Yes. Good. Keep pushing down with that, with the toes there. Yeah. And extend out. Think about pressing your left hip down into the mat. There you go. Let's just do this one more time. And return back in again. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna move this back into the center here. I'm just gonna keep your right foot on the mat again, and you're moving your left foot about hip distance apart. We'll go into some calf raises, okay?
Okay.
So from here, go out to 2 straight legs, and drop both your heels underneath. Yes, you're gonna feel a stretch the backs of those legs here, okay? And now you're gonna go ahead super slow. You're gonna lift your heels up. Nice and easy, and then slowly dropping those heels underneath. Yes, and lifting the heels up and slowly dropping them under, trying to again have all of your toes, which are the metatarsals, connected to the foot bar here. And lower. Beautiful. And take it here for another 5. And 4. A little bit harder to use like the mat or like anything like where
to
you're
do footwork.
To do like, I'm trying to think of like more mat stuff for you. Like you could, but it's gonna take a lot more like work to think about where you're going to apply that.
Right.
Good. And then from this next one, I'm gonna have you bend your right knee and then drop your left heel. And you're just gonna go ahead and come up to 2 straight legs, hold, and then you're gonna go to the opposite side. We're gonna bend your left knee, dropping your right heel. And you're gonna repeat that, come back to 2 straight legs.
What is this called?
This is prances.
Prance, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the point with prance is that we're helping to strengthen the ankles here. Whereas if you were just to kind of go from one leg to the next and not actually pause in the center, that's called running. And we're stretching more so in those calves, where this is really focused on the strengthening aspect of the ankles. Good. We'll do about 2 more each side. So everything that we do in footwork is helping to strengthen your ankles, your knees, and your hips. So many good components in it, which is another reason why we start out in the beginning, but it's also warming up your hamstrings and your quads too. So last time on the left-hand side, we'll go ahead and come down, bend both knees, and return. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this out of your way, and we're gonna go into, you can keep your feet up here. We're gonna go into a little bit more core focused exercises. Okay. So I'm coming to a medium and a extra light spring for you. And we're gonna grab a hold of these handles. So go ahead and grab your hands into that. And I'm gonna have you go ahead and straighten your arms up towards the ceiling. Apply a little resistance, so like push your hands towards me slightly so your wrists are directly above your shoulder. Yes, and then we're gonna find one leg in tabletop here, and then you're gonna find the next one, and together they are a unit, okay? So you're gonna point your toes towards me, and from here you're gonna start to exhale and lower your arms straight down so they're hovering off the carriage here. Hold it right there. Now point your fingertips towards me a little bit more. Yes, because we're looking for neutral wrist here. And then go ahead and bring it back up again. Yes. And continue. Lowering it down. And lifting back up again. So you're doing a really good job with holding your tabletop position. How are we feeling with our neutral spine? So if you were to push into my hand a little bit more, do you feel the difference? How your abs get a little bit more deeper connected. So we want to,
that's what you want?
That, yeah, we want to feel that the entire time. So I'm going to have you build on that, and you're just going to go ahead and balance the block here as well to give you a little bit more focus. You got it. Let's take it here for another 2. And 1 more. hold it right there for me. Open your arms out to a T, and then you're gonna close your arms back in again. Good. And I know you're just gonna continue that. I know this is pretty much like your first session on the reformer, but because I already can see the way you're moving, like with your yoga background, the Pilates mat background, I'm able to kind of keep up the pace with you, where I'm not giving you as many breaks, okay?
Okay.
But I am watching your form. So again, let's lift that up again. And that's the thing, is like when you first meet someone, you don't really know where their level is.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I'm trying to see this, and now I know what to work with.
Test things out.
Yep. So we have 3. Good. Think of cinching the waist here, 2. Good. Dropping the neck and the shoulders, relaxing everything. And 1, bring your arms straight up again and rest your feet for a second. So just take that moment. Let's take your arms out wide and then allow your knees to just kind of windshield wipe back and forth here as you stretch out. Okay, so you know hundreds from mat. So we're gonna go right into hundreds here. I'm gonna have you bring the arms up straight towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, you're gonna go ahead and curl your head and chest up. Extend your legs out for me. Beautiful. Start pumping those arms like you're dribbling 2 basketballs here. So you're inhaling for 5 counts. You're exhaling for 5 counts. We're inhaling for 5 counts. We're exhaling for 5 counts. Beautiful. Eyesight's always on that belly button here. Try to extend your legs out. Yes, being very energetic through the legs. Beautiful. And take it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. And then bend the knees, bring those arms up, and relax it. Beautiful work here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna have you go ahead. We're gonna place these back onto the pegs.
Oh, right here. There?
Yeah. And I'm actually going to switch you into your loops here. And I'm sure you've seen Pilates before where like they put their feet into the straps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna head into that in a second, but let me change out the spring tension. So I have you on a medium and a blue. And then let's go ahead and have you push out to straight legs for me. So taking your right foot, you're gonna place it into the loop here, and you wanna maintain like resistance as you push into it, okay? So you're in control of it. Left leg's gonna come up. Okay, so legs are straight. You feel good about this? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna let go, and I'm gonna have you start to lower your legs down towards the floor for me.
Hands are down by my side?
Yeah, that's perfect. So as you lower the legs down, what do you start to notice occurring with your back?
Well, I'm pressing it down because I'm thinking about it.
Otherwise
it was kind of arched a little.
Yes. So whenever that naturally starts to happen when you're arching your back, you know you've hit your stopping point. So I'm going to have you try to pay attention to that.
Okay.
When we bring the legs up towards you, what do you start to notice occurring with your...
Starts to flatten naturally.
Your back is flattening.
Yeah.
What's happening to your tailbone?
It's kind of curling up a little.
Yeah. So unless I was to say, let's have you there, I still want the tailbone to be like rooted and connected to the carriage. Okay. So that's our playing point.
Okay.
So let's just get you, comfortable with the straps. So you're just going to start to lower your legs down towards the floor. We're going to be stopping when we feel like we've lost that neutral spine position where you're arching your low back, and then you're going to bring your legs straight back up again. Beautiful. And hold right about there, because then the tailbone's going to want to lift. And then we're going to exhale to press it down. And as you're doing this, I want to challenge you to think about using your midsection to facilitate the movement pattern. Okay, so it's like everything ignites from here, and then we're actually using our hamstrings to lead the way here. You're hinging from your hips. Beautiful. Keep pressing those hands down as you open up through your collarbone. That looks great. We'll just do one more. And hold it right there. So I just caught that at the end, but you were gravitating, you still are a little bit, like to the right.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna try to stay right here. I'm gonna have you keep your legs together and you're going to bend your knees in towards your chest. That's it. Keep your feet flexed and then you're going to push through your heels towards my hand. There you go. And start to bend your knees. And extend your legs out.
Whoops.
So you're gonna feel your inner thighs working. Good. And reach. Can you keep your knees together? That's the challenging.
That's the challenge, is to keep
that's where you're
level and together.
Your adductors are gonna fire up there. Good, last time. And then let's go heels together, toes apart, and then bend, and this is what we call frog, and see where we're at on that one. So the challenging part is to keep the heels together, but you're gonna feel inner thighs once again. Try to press a little bit to your left. That left side wants to dominate big time.
Really?
Yeah, because of the left hip rotation, it naturally wants to just be the one in charge and take over the right side. Good, and reach for 2. A little bit more to your left. Good, one more time. Lovely. Good, and then let's bring your legs together like so, and we're gonna add in a circle here, okay? So you're going to just separate your legs and you're going to circle all the way up. Tailbone's gonna stay down and you're gonna continue. You're gonna press it down. And it's really nice because you can watch like which leg is actually like going out further than the other, or which one isn't going out as far, because that's when we know that that side is tighter. And we are trying to mobilize at the hip socket. And this is just such a great way for us to lubricate the hip joints too. This is all about hip strengthening. Yeah. So careful with the left side that it doesn't go out as far, because the right side can't seem to keep up with it. There, that was a lot better. And take it for another 3. And 2. Good, last time. Do you notice any differences? Like, can you feel it in your body?
I feel like this one's a little more wobbly.
It's unstable.
Yeah.
Which
doesn't make sense if it's, I don't know.
Hold it right there. Let's reverse. So you're gonna open out to the sides and then activate the inner thighs to squeeze your legs back together here. And bring it back up. Well, according to what I'm seeing, the right side is tighter, the left side is the weaker one, and so when it's weaker.
Which would make it wobblier. Like,
yes. That's why I was saying the left side's trying to kind of go out more so, because it has the flexibility too, where the right side isn't reaching out as far because it's just tighter. Yeah. Good. Let's do this 2 more times. And last time. Good, so one more thing here with this. So we're gonna come up about 45 degrees. Let's go heels together, toes apart, pausing right here. I'm gonna have you just open your legs out to where they can both reach comfortably. But the hard part is gonna be to draw the heels back together. And I really want you to reinforce using your inner thighs to do that. okay? So it's like your heels are sliding across this imaginary table. You're gonna exhale and draw those heels back together. Beautiful. Let's take it for 4. And 3. Exhaling for 2. And 1 more. Beautiful, good. Okay, so let's take you out carefully. I'm gonna remove your left foot. You're gonna find your foot bar right away. So take this foot out first.
Oh.
And then find your bar. There you are. And then we'll remove this. And I'll have you do one more thing with you lying down on your back here, okay? So lift your head up slightly for me. I'm gonna take your headrest all the way in a flat position. And I'm adding on an extra spring. So we're on 2 mediums and a light. And then I would like you to place your feet through the ring. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna have you drop your feet down, and I want you to separate your knees so that you're putting some pressure into the ring. And why I'm doing that is because I know that the tightness of the hip on that right side, I wanna loosen it. So the more you can contract and like press into what we're doing is abduction.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're reaching away from your midline. It's helping to loosen up that muscle here, okay? So we're gonna do some pelvic curls.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you take your heels up on top. So you already know this from Matt, but let's have you scoot away from the shoulder blocks a little bit there, Jody. Yeah, and then you're gonna have your arms down beside you. All right, so same rules apply. We're gonna take that inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, you're going to rock your pelvis back, flatten your back against the mat, and then you're gonna put pressure into the foot bar without moving the carriage this time. You're gonna lift your hips up to your shoulder blades, maintaining that pressure into the ring, beautiful. And then you're gonna nice and slow roll your spine down 1 vertebra at a time. Head, tailbone being the last thing to touch here. Nice. And then go ahead again. We're gonna feel those hamstrings working. Now lift your hips up. And I'm just taking a look to see if one side's lifting up higher. It looks pretty even to me. And then roll yourself down. Think of your spine as like a string of pearls here. So it's like 1 pearl at a time drops down onto the mat. 1 pearl at a time lifts away from the mat. Good, right side up a little higher. There you go, yep. And start to lower it. Beautiful. Let's try this 2 more times. So we're getting glute focused, we're getting hamstring focused, and we're stretching out through your back to get a little bit more elongation as well. Nice. 1 more time. Allow this movement pattern to kind of guide you with your abdominals as well too. Exhale, pressing firmly. Good, open up the chest. And then starting to slowly lower back down, piece by piece, tailbone being the last thing to touch down. Beautiful. Okay, let's remove this out of the way. And then I'm gonna have you carefully exit off to the right-hand side. And we're going to get into a little bit of a stretch here. So you're gonna go into what we call Eve's lunge. I'm gonna have you place your your left foot up against the shoulder block for me.
Okay.
And you're gonna face me this way.
And this foot is on the ground?
Right foot's gonna come like right about here.
Okay.
Yeah. And from that position, you're gonna keep your hands actually on the foot bar, and then you're gonna go ahead and push out as you bend into your right knee. You're gonna straighten your left leg out for me. Yes, and you're gonna have 2 straight arms, and you actually can drop this knee down. So go ahead and relax it onto the carriage.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And then we're looking
And this is straight?
Nope, we're gonna have that actually bent. So we're looking to make sure that this knee stays directly over the ankle. So push your heel into my hand a little bit. There you go. Right about there. Yep. And now nice and tall. Yes. And again, because your left side, we were saying the hip rotation, that's the one that's gonna be like the psoas is gonna feel tighter. So I want you to think about squaring out those hips. So instead of dumping into that side, this way we can feel the left hip, the front of the hip. Do you feel that more? The
It just
stretch.
feels level. I don't feel more of a stretch though.
Not more of a stretch? Okay. See if you can shift your weight back a little bit on your right knee. Like shift the knee back a little bit more.
Like that.
Yep, a tiny bit right about there. Yes. And then dropping this and tuck your tailbone underneath. There you go. Does that feel any different?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit more? Okay. All right, so take a deep breath and exhale out. And then we're gonna straighten your right leg. So go ahead and straighten your right leg. You can lift your hips up and drop this down and then push out to like your version of the splits.
Oh, like
So you're going into that hamstring stretch, yeah. But then keep your chest lifted. There you go. Nice. And I'm gonna just come behind you. So come in a little bit closer. Yeah, and then drop that there. That's what I wanna see. So try not to lose that. Do you feel the difference? Yeah. So that should get into the belly of the hamstring.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then go ahead and soften through that knee and bring yourself all the way back up again. So we'll try the same thing on the other side. And we're gonna take now, your right foot's gonna connect to the shoulder block. Left foot's gonna stay on the floor and the big toe's like right under the metal bolt there. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and bend into your left knee and you're gonna push out. 2 straight arms, shoulders are gonna stay down. How's our foot doing? Yep, push back a little bit more right there. And then you're gonna tuck your tailbone underneath, rotate the shoulders. Good. How's that feeling?
Good.
Okay, and then just going into some breath there. You actually got into this one a little easier than you did on the other side. I don't know if you felt that.
I don't know if it's because I knew what I was doing or because...
Yeah, it could be both.
It feels...
Yes. And then straighten out your left leg for me. Yep. So bring it in a little bit more. Yep.
Bring this
straight. In. Yes, there you go. Because what I want to happen is I want to get your hips square. So drop your right hip a little bit more. Yeah, like that. And then reach your left. There you go. And straight arms. Okay, I'm gonna let go. You try to maintain. Okay. Can you feel that going right into the hamstring?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the thing is like we don't want to have to, like, we don't want to compensate our form. The more we can keep our hips square, the deeper that stretch is going to be, but it may not be like we can push out as far. All right, and come all the way back in again. Good. Okay, so with this, we're going to go into like somewhat of a version of downward dog. Okay, so we're going to go into what we call elephant. And I'm going to have you carefully, you're going to step onto the carriage here. So I have you on a medium and a light spring. You're gonna have your heels supported by the shoulder blocks and your hands are gonna come to the foot bar, okay? So you'll just go ahead and stand up and your heels, directly back. Now I'm going to just kind of change some things here. I'm gonna hold the carriage in. I'm gonna take your body, how tall are you?
5'5".
Okay, I'm gonna have you shift your body back, like so your tailbone's directly over your heels. Yes, and you're gonna drop your chin for me. So you have a nice long spine. Bring your thumbs where your index fingers are at. There you go, beautiful. Now from here, Jody, I'm gonna have you use your hamstrings to push the carriage out like about a few inches, right about there. Now use your abs to pull yourself back in again. There you go. Without moving your upper body, you're gonna push out with the backs of your legs. Think of your tailbone lifting up towards the ceiling. Use your abs to pull in. Beautiful. And I'm gonna have you stop right about there and then pull it back in. So we can have a smaller range of motion. Yes, I love it. Okay, let's do 5 more like that. 5 and 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful work. Go ahead and bend your knees down for me. Doing okay? Okay, we're gonna try one more thing I'm gonna throw in there on you because you're doing so good. We're gonna go into a plank, all right?
Okay.
So you're gonna have your feet supported with the shoulder blocks.
Like that?
Yes, and then curl your toes so that they feel like, yes, there you go. And when you're ready, again, thumbs are in next to your index fingers, you're gonna lift your knees up and just go ahead and slightly push the carriage back for me. Hold. Okay, so remember we talked about plank and we talked about neutral spine. So I want you to think about pressing into my hand for me and hold that position. Yes, I'm looking at your hips there, good correction. You're going to navigate your body away from the foot bar. So just kind of slide away, hold, and now think of a string just pulling you forward. So your chest is gonna come over the foot bar for me. There you go. And try not to, yes, we don't wanna collapse through there. And we're gonna do this 3 more times. Continue to pull forward. Good, push those hands into the foot bar to really open up the shoulder blades. Drop your right hip a little bit. There you go. You should feel those obliques fire up. Let's try that 1 more time. And pull back in, and then soften your knees and come all the way down. Beautiful work. So that's what I'm saying, like when I was talking about the springs earlier, that we could either have the springs assist us or challenge us. If I wanted to make this harder, I would take spring away. Yes, so that you're using more of your own body weight.
Right.
Okay, let's have you have a seat. You're going to face the foot bar with your legs straight out. And you're gonna bring your body back a little bit. No, seated.
Bring the body.
Yep. And from here, you're going to have your hands in your loops. Now, I'm okay if you need to micro bend your knees. That's totally fine in order for you to maintain this upright position. We're gonna go into what we call hug a tree. So you're gonna go ahead and take your arms out. Yes, nice and wide. I want you to think of your arms being in your peripheral vision here. So a nice soft elbow, and then fingertips are reaching. You're gonna exhale to bring your fingertips towards one another, and then you're gonna go ahead and open it out. Good. And exhale to close. Good, puff the chest up, hold right there, and exhale to close. So the work is being done through your pectoral muscles, and then slightly lean forward for me, and puff your chest up a little higher. There, I like that. And then pull in for 5. Exhale for 4. Nice and tall. 3. You should feel your abs working here as well. And 2. 1 more time. We pull, we turn the palms up, bring them in so the elbows are next to our rib cage. Drop the shoulders back, and exhale, we serve the tray. Inhale, we take away. So now we're working the front of the shoulder here. Nice. And exhale, reach. And inhale. And exhale, reach. Beautiful. And inhale. Spring tension feels okay? Okay. Last 2. And 1. And bring it in. You're gonna take your hands and then flip them right about here. You can even like lean into it a little bit, but your hands are where your eyebrows are at, and I'm gonna have you straighten your arms out. And then as you bend, your elbows will go wide. So the muscle focus is gonna be on your triceps here. So the back of your arms. And reach. See if your right arm can keep up with that left arm. Because you said your left hand, you write with your left hand. Okay. So naturally your right arm would be on the weaker side.
But then I'll throw with
But then
my
you
right.
throw. You said
it's so weird.
Yeah. That's a skill right there. 2 more. But how often are you throwing a ball? Do you play sports? Go ahead and relax.
Not anymore.
Okay. And then I'm gonna have you turn yourself around to face me. And your feet are gonna go through the headrest. And we're gonna do our chest expansion. So you sit up nice and tall. Your fingertips are gonna reach towards the floor here. Roll those shoulders back. And I'm gonna have you slightly take your left hip back a little bit for me. There you go. All right, abs are drawn in, and exhale, we're gonna pull the arms back for me. You got it. Nice and tall, looking good. Just reminding, I'm gonna have my hand here, so just a reminder for you to pull your abs in towards my hand so that you're staying very connected. And do you remember all of the components of the core? of what we are supposed to really focus in on?
Like the tier? Are you talking about that, or the transverse and the
transverse abdominis? Exactly. So we're working as a team with, like you said, the multifidus, the transverse, our pelvic floor, and our diaphragm. That's why the breath pattern also, we don't want to lose sight of that. Let's do one more here. Good. And then I'm gonna have you flip your palms up, and you're going to go ahead and curl your tailbone underneath. So you're gonna kind of lower back and take your hands with you. Yeah, so hold it right there. Now tuck your tailbone under and just like lower your body backwards here. And then hold it where you can feel like that quiver in the center of your midsection. So pause right there for me. Maybe come up a tad more, and then eyesight is right onto your toes. You're going to extend your arms out for a bicep curl, and then you're going to exhale and pull in for 8. You got it. So we're just combining a little bit of ab work with your bicep. And exhale. 6. Think of co-contracting with your bicep and your tricep here. So maybe lift your elbows up a little higher. I like it. Good. And 4. Exhale for 3. Nice work. 2. And one more time. And then come all the way back up for me. Beautiful. Let's hang up those loops right there. Yes. And then I'm going to have you go ahead and step off carefully. We're going to go into some lateral flexion. So we're going to go into your obliques. And I'm going to attach all the springs on in this next exercise. I'm going to grab a hold of this box, and we're going to have you sit on the box facing that direction. Yes. And then I'm going to have you take let's take your left foot underneath the fuzzy strap. Yep, just like that. And then you're going to turn for me there, Jody, and place your right leg up on top of the box.
So you're facing this way?
Yep, you're going to turn completely that direction. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and move your left hip forward, right hip back a little bit more. There you go. And now the safety strap is here because I want you to allow your body to kind of weigh into to the well over there. So you're gonna flex your foot, so it's not gonna stay in contact with the ledge here. So flex your foot completely, like right there, so you have a secure spot, and lift your leg up for me. There, that's exactly how I want you to feel. Okay, you're gonna take your hands and interlace them behind the head, just like that. All right, I'm gonna have you go ahead and dip yourself over into the well. There you go. I'm gonna hold your hip here, and now you're gonna go ahead and curl up. Right about there, and then back down. So I'm holding your hip because I don't want your lower body to move, so that we can isolate through the obliques here. And lift. So if I let go, you'll feel the difference here. Right. So think about lengthening more into the well, and then lift up, exhale. So I'm paying attention to your foot to see where you're at. And yes, like here, and then lift. And we have 5, all on you. And 4. There you go, beautiful. Form looks great. 3. Think about pushing your head back into your hands. Exhale, 2. And 1. Go ahead and turn to the frame and grab a hold of the frame with your hands here. And take your right hand on this side. Oh, yep. And this is like dessert, basically. I'm just having you do a little stretch.
I love it.
So the more you reach forward on the frame, just keep walking yourself forward and just allow yourself to melt down. Think of your left shoulder going down, right shoulder going up. There you go. So you're in charge of your stretch, basically. And the more you can flex through your foot, you're going to feel that go all the way down through the sides of your hip. So yeah, that's why I said it's kind of like dessert.
Love it.
All right, come back up and we will switch sides. So right foot's gonna go underneath the strap, and then left foot's gonna go up on top of the box. Okay, so new side, New things.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We're gonna see what happens, exactly. So taking those hands, let's go ahead and place them behind the head. I'll have you get into position. So allow yourself to just navigate in towards the well. Keep that right foot flexed the whole time. Hips are stacked, yes. And then go ahead and exhale up. And inhale. And exhale. Good. See if we can lengthen a little bit more. And up. Beautiful, that's it. Take it for 6. All you, puff your chest up a little bit more. There you go. Just getting your torso a lot more longer here. And 4. 3, push your head back into your hands. 2. And 1, go ahead and take it all the way to the frame, hands to the frame. Yes, walk yourself up. Think of dropping your right shoulder as much as you possibly can. Beautiful.
That's nice.
Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and carefully bring you back up, and I'm gonna turn the box for you here. We're gonna finish it off with some extension. So we're gonna work the whole back side of your body, which we definitely always need. Let's see here. I'm gonna take you to just a light spring. And you're going to lie on your stomach, facing the back here.
Okay. Do I just climb on like this?
Yep, that's perfect. And chest is just gonna be off the box here as you lie on your stomach. Okay, so then you're gonna go ahead and grab a hold of these. I'm gonna have you hang on to where the black tape is at, but then you're going to also turn it and wrap it one more time. Just because I want to increase the tension just a tad on this first exercise. Okay, you're gonna take your arms out beside you on the sides of the frame. That's it. Arms are straight and long. Yep, and I'm gonna have you watch your wrist here too. So just kind of see if, there we go. You can drop your arms right about here. So when we're in extension here, Jody, I want you to think about being engaged through your legs here, and I'm gonna have the feet slightly separated, okay? So I'm gonna have you start to bring your arms straight back, and then you're gonna start to lower them down. Not completely happy with your alignment, so just a second here.
I can feel it.
Taking your right hip up, I'm gonna put a pillow underneath again. And let's see. Okay, go ahead and drop it. Right about there. Okay, let's try that again. Because I wanna level out your hips like I did when we did footwork here.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and bring it up. How does that feel for you?
Good.
I like it. It looks really.
I can feel the difference for sure.
So even when you're doing, lift your thighs up a little bit. When you're doing any type of work on your stomach, whether it's Pilates or yoga, you may want to add that.
Interesting. Okay.
Taking the shoulder down.
Both of them?
Just that left side a little bit. I'm just swaying you over to the right, to the left, I'm sorry. Because you're gravitating a little bit more to one side. It's the compensations here.
So should my thighs be activated and lifted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to go up that high, but that is the idea. And in fact, I'm gonna have you drop your right leg a tiny bit. So yes. And let's go ahead for another 2. Beautiful. And you should feel mostly like the upper part of your back into your arms when you're doing this exercise. Okay. Now, hold it there, unwind your hands so that you are just holding onto the black tape. You're gonna take your arms out to a T, and now you're gonna pull your pinky finger to meet your hips. So just a little bit differently than what we were doing before. So out to a T, and then you're pulling pinky finger into your hips. Beautiful, good. And nice and long through the neck, trying to maintain that. And that's where like hands-on corrections also help to soften someone's like grip, their focus so much. Good. And let's take it here for 4. And exhale for 3. See if you can turn your head a little bit to the left more. Yes, there you go. See, yeah, maintain that for 3. And 2. One more. Beautiful. And then go ahead and hang those loops on top of the pegs. I will take this away under your hip. Yes. Okay. All right, how are we feeling?
Good.
Good. Okay, we're gonna finish it with a couple roll downs. So I'm gonna have you stand right here for me, just like this, where I'm at.
Okay.
And you're gonna go ahead and start hip distance apart for me. You're gonna bring those arms up overhead all the way. And then you're gonna dive yourself down. So think of your fingertips reaching into the well for me, all the way, straight, letting your body just hang heavy. Good. And I always like this part because I can identify what's going on here a little bit more.
Oh, can you see like my hips, or are you looking at my upper back?
Everything.
Everything,
Yeah. But most of the time it's through the hips. They look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this, yeah. Okay. And then go ahead, start to draw your belly up in towards your spine to rebuild into a nice tall standing position. Head's the last thing to come up, shoulders down your back pockets. Take a breath. We'll do this one more time. So now you lift your arms straight up, and then you drop fingertips down towards the floor. Looking good. Can you send your right heel out a little bit? There you go, that's it. And then push into your left foot a little bit more as you kind of like take your right hip back. Right there, good. Now start to rebuild yourself up. So I had to like really start to fine tune. And that's the thing, I'm looking for stuff. I'm looking for things to fix. Did that feel different when you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always a little off. Like this hip likes to hitch forward. And
yeah. All the little things that matter. It's like if we're going to do this work, why not do it the right way?
Do it the right way, I know.
Even if you have to slow down the repetitions, like do 3 good ones instead of 8 bad ones. Yeah, so that's the biggest part of it. But awesome job. You did great, and hopefully you liked your reformer session.
I loved it.